Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's 2026. Oh my gosh, it feels like it's been since last year since we saw you. I know it's a dumb joke, but I had to do it. This is CLX Foundry Live. I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX, joining us live from a place that's actually got better weather than you might think. Wichita, Kansas, our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, and our master builder, Zach Killingsworth.
Hi.
Gentlemen, how was your New Year's?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
And did you do anything special for New Year's?
Yeah, I got dressed up. I did a murder mystery, so I was Chief Curtis at the Gatsby Gala.
Nice.
That's what I did.
The pictures are great. Pictures are fantastic. All right, so we've got a project today for our friend Isaiah in North Carolina, and it's involving a couple things, well, something we've never done on the show before, and that's the new V2. Paul?
That's right. So Isaiah's configured a Scarab off our website. So it's our smaller builds. So starting out with our processor, we've got the Ryzen 9 9950X 3D. To cool that, we've got our Tri-X 360 Panorama SE in white. For our motherboard, we've got an Asus TUF Gaming B850M Plus Wi-Fi. And for the memory on this build, we've got 2 sticks of Crucial DDR5 6400 speed. Each one of those is 32 gigs. So a total of 64 gigs of memory in this system. For our storage drive, we've got a couple of them. So our main drive is going to be a 4 terabyte Samsung 990 Pro. And we also have a 2 terabyte Samsung 990 Evo. So both of them are NVMe, really fast M.2 drives. Obviously the Pro is going to be faster than the Evo, but they are both really fast. We've got an RTX 5090 going inside of this. We have the Founders Edition and 9 of our Game DSA OLED M2 fans. And to power all that, we've got the Be Quiet Dark Power Pro 1600 watt 80 plus titanium. So this is just a great example of, even though this is a small Scarab, it's got the most powerful hardware out there. So yeah, it's not about the size of your case.
Yep. They had to choose Be Quiet because Shut the Up wasn't available.
True.
Okay, so as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. That's what we're here for. I'll try and get to them as quickly as possible. We've got, now here's one thing, actually, Zach, walk us through the process of taking this apart, because each one is different. This is a Leon Lee.
Correct. Yes, so this does have a nice little side snap panel, front panel to it. So you do have one screw to unscrew, but then it just pops off. The front panel just pops off. The top or the back panel just pops off. So this is a pretty toolless design. The only thing, the top panel does have 2 screws to get it to come out, but other than that, it's a super easy case to get into and play around with. And it is a little bit modular too. You can, like what we are doing, we're installing some pretty high-end equipment in here, so this can hold quite a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say this is probably one of the highest end builds I think we've seen in a while on here.
Definitely the highest end we've done all year.
I see what you did there.
Got him.
All right. Find Nicole's in the house. Hello. OC Mart. Osmart. There we are. Cosworth here. Hello. Cos, what do you want to play today? Cursed Lancer. Ciorico.
You guys ever remember Osco drugstore? Or that.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I see Osmart.
Oh.
Like Osco. I think it was like a Walgreens.
I see Osmart, and I think Oscorp from Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, wait.
Green Goblin.
Were they good or bad? Okay. So we've got a TUF Gaming. I'm over here looking at it like, that's really pretty. It's an Asus TUF Gaming B850M Plus Wi-Fi. Now, this has got some really great features on it, especially when it comes to cooling and your PCIe lanes. But this is where it gets really fun, is your back panel. So connectivity is always so important, especially if you're doing things like content creation or requiring a lot of different things to be plugged into your board. So this has, all right, up at the top, we've got our DVI and HDMI. DP and HDMI, DVI. How am I thinking? Down there, we've got 4 USB 2 ports. And then we have 3 USB 10 gig ports. So USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, Type A. There are going to be 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports down there. Those are the blues. And then you've also got your USB 20 gig port. That is 20 gigs up, 20 gigs down, which is fantastic. And then, of course, you've got your Wi-Fi module, your Realtek audio jacks, and BIOS flashback button. Ta-da! It's a good board. It's a very good board. Okay, now, give this thing a little bit of a thinking process. We're going to put in a processor. This is going to be an AMD Ryzen 9 9950X3D, which is, this time it's actually the right one. So, Paul, talk to me about this processor and why it's special.
So this is a 16-core, 32-thread processor. It's got a base speed of 4.3 and it will boost all the way up to 5.7. So top of the line from AMD here. It's got the new 3D technology. Just really solid. I mean, gaming, streaming, editing, anything you want to do, this can do.
That's incredible. All right. And that X3D is available in several other processors made by AMD, correct?
Correct, yeah. They a lot of their stuff is having the 3D on there. It's kind of crazy to start out with a 5800X. Feels like it hasn't been that long, but there was a 5800X 3D.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now the new 3D is a little bit, I mean, it's the same idea, but I think they reversed the stack for better cooling, but still the same idea.
Joey Wheels in the house. Hello. You guys on Dark Side is hilarious. You guys on Dark Side is hilarious. Yes, it is a lot of me panicking and trying not to die. Pretty much that's a so situation normal. Glad you think so. Yeah. I'm down for it. Joey Wheels, how you been? Haven't seen you guys since last year. Yeah, I already used that joke, but I knew you were gonna come in here with something. The panicking is the best part. What's bad is when I get my fingers on the wrong keys and then start moving sideways when I'm trying to move forward. Things that also go sideways are if you install your AIO wrong. Now, what he's installing right now here is the new Tri-X 360 Panorama SE in white, which is fantastic. And of course, it's an AIO, so it is a liquid cooler. And what he showed you, that little circle he showed you, that's called thermal paste. That makes the connection between the processor and the copper plate to help reduce all the heat. Paul, how do these work, and how many ways are there to cool a system?
All right, so AIOs are pretty much the same. There's obviously some differences, but so that part that Zach is screwing down right now, that's our pump. It's going to make contact with the processor. Since there's thermal paste on there, it's going to transfer heat very well. Coolant's going to go through one tube, go down through the radiator. The fans are going to cool that coolant. It's going to flow in the other side and just be a continuous cycle like that to keep your processor clean. Running cool. Now the thing that stands out about this Tri-X one is this right here. A lot of AIOs will have a screen on them, usually showing temperature or something, but this one is really unique. So this is two separate screens, or you can run it as one. If you've seen the show before, we do a lot of custom graphics for these, like the Star Citizen ones that we gave away last stream. We had a custom design on there and a lot of these. So these are really cool. You can put anything on here you want, and you can rotate it to like waterfall mode. They've got some really fun graphics just right out of the box too. A lot of the guys in testing like putting the rubber ducky ones on there. I don't know if you've seen that when you're walking through that. They'll put it like waterfall and you see rubber duckies going through a thing. Yeah. So this is what really makes the Tri-X one stand out. The cooler provides great cooling. A lot of 360 AIOs are going to do that, but this is what is really unique about it.
Real quick, I want to say hello to Rattle Row. Hello, over on the Kick side. What's going on? Glad to have you here. Now, do we want to talk about the new thing or no?
No.
Okay.
Leave everybody
in suspense. Yeah, in suspense. Okay, now when you're wiring up your AIO, of course, if you're like me and you're an idiot, you just plug it into the thing and the cord sits there. But there's ways to actually do this that Zach just did. Zach, real quick, what's a good policy for how you're going to get your power wire around?
Yes, so like we've already heard, there are couple different types of heat distribution devices. You want to make sure that you get them plugged in properly. Most of them are going to have a fan header, so just by carefully routing that cable up and getting it plugged into either the AIO pump or the CPU fan header, those are where we want it to be. And then a couple little cheeky zip ties to keep it tucked up under so that you can't see it, to make it look nice and pretty.
Nice and pretty.
It's that
All
Homer
right.
Simpson. Good in the front, zip ties holding it all together in the back.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Zip ties and clothespins. All right, now for this RAM, now I don't think maybe we've done this RAM once before, but these are two 32 gig sticks, right, of Crucial DDR5 6400. Okay, 6400. I have 6000. I can't even imagine what 6400 is like, which is fantastic. This is going to be one speedy computer, and it's only two sticks of 32. Paul, how does that help the future proofing of the machine?
So we've got 2 extra slots open. So if this customer decides to take out a second mortgage and upgrade, they could get a total of 128 gigs. Now, obviously, you could put anything in there, but you definitely want to match your RAM when upgrading. You want to be the same model, same speed, same brand, all that good stuff.
Osmart says, do they deliver the 64 gigs of RAM with armed guards? Prices
Yep.
are crazy. I'm
RAM
like,
shows up in those bank trucks now. That's how it shows up to the dock.
oh my goodness, yes. All right, now we've got that in there. Obviously, we've got our AIO mounted. Now we're going to be working on getting our hard drives in. Now, there's 2 different hard drives that we're going to be using today. One is going to be our main storage drive. That's where our operating system is going to be. That is a 4 terabyte Samsung 990 Pro NVMe M.2, which is blazingly fast in a ridiculous manner. When you're installing this on a motherboard, there are a couple things you want to keep in mind in order just for safety purposes and so that you don't lose parts. Zach?
Yes, we want to make sure that if these bay doesn't have the standoff for NVMe and our little screw, that we get that mounted up before installing. And then just like our memory modulars and our processor, they can only sit in the bay one way, so we want to make sure that we install them the proper direction as well.
Yep. And when you're doing that, also, you've got these, if you have a board that has a heat sink on it, make sure you're pulling that heat sink sticker off. Because it's not going to do much good if you leave the plastic in place. So our second drive, which is the secondary storage drive, is a 2 terabyte Samsung 990 EVO NVMe M.2, which is wild. So we've got a 2 and a 4. Is there a difference between the performance of the M.2 slots?
Yeah, so there can be. Now, I'm not exactly sure on this motherboard. Most of the times, that slot that is closest to the CPU, so this one we're putting at the top slot, is the faster one. But it just kind of depends on where you're at in the generation of motherboard. If it's a brand new motherboard with a new generation of NVMe speeds, then typically it's going to be like a Gen 5 on the top and Gen 4s on the rest. And then as Gen 5 becomes more common, then they'll all be Gen 5. And then it'll rotate back again when Gen 6 comes out.
Right? So, as far as generations go, motherboards are specific to one, correct?
Most of the time, it changes. It's weird.
So if like, can a DDR5? Oh no, I guess it can. A DDR5 board can't take DDR4 memory because it's notched differently, isn't it?
Correct, yeah. Memory is not backwards compatible. The NVMe drives are, though. So if this was like a Gen 5 socket, we could put a Gen 3, Gen 4 M.2 in there, and obviously it's just going to run at the speeds of the whatever generation the M.2 is. So.
Oh, nice. That is awesome. Real quick, hello to Leopold. He says, hi. Hello over on YouTube. Glad to see you here. Rattle Rose says, that's the way I did mine, Constantine. So that's the wrapping of the AIO base. Cosmothor says, guys, I'm considering recommissioning my i7 9700K as I have 32 gigs of DDR4 lying around, and with Ramageddon happening, I'm thinking of shopping for a new board if I can't get the Steam machine. Thoughts on whether I should I just get the newest DDR4 combo?
I mean, your DDR4 memory that you've got right now, the RAM speed is important, but with the prices right now, it's probably not worth it to upgrade. I would just use what you've got laying around if you can throw it in there.
Yeah. Also, you just said on international television that you have extra RAM lying around. I think you might need security guards now. Oh my goodness.
Terminator comes knocking on his door. We need your memory modulars.
Knock, knock. Sarah Connor, I need your RAM. Imagine if you could have yanked the RAM out of a Terminator.
It's the most valuable part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, now we've got our fans in here. Now, one of the things I love about these fans is the way that they connect and the fact that they're flat ribbon.
Yeah,
is this something that's only on the white ones?
No, so the black ones are like that too. These are Game DS Aeolus M2s. These are probably our most common fan that we sell. They're really affordable and they provide excellent cooling and they got a ton of RGB. So the blades light up.
I got one.
There's a ring around them that lights up. Yeah, they're great.
I got 13 of them.
One controller box. You can sync them up with your motherboard, or you can just have them separate and just use a remote if you want to do that. So
nice, nice. Well, says nice job. Yes. Put your address on the screen. Someone will come to you with the greetings. I know. You forgot to tell us. Yeah, the causer's like, dang it. All right, now we've got our case. The next step is going to be to make sure that we've got the right standoffs for the right size board. So, Paul, there can be different size boards, so there's different holes. Mm-hmm. How do you determine that, and how do you realize which ones are to be used?
So that size is referred to as our form factor. So that's either ATX or MATX. This is a mini chassis. So this is an MATX chassis. So you can see we've got a shorter motherboard. So it's an MATX motherboard. So typically you want to have those matching. Now, obviously you can put a smaller board inside of a bigger case, but you can't put a bigger board inside of a smaller case. So this one, it was really easy to see there as you saw Zach put it in. With the white motherboards, typically the hardware is silver, so it's pretty shiny. You just want to make sure you have one of those under each of the mounting holes for the motherboard and that you don't have any extras. Now, typically there's not going to be extras when you open up your case, but it's always good to check because you don't want to short out your motherboard.
And when it comes to identifying which holes are the mounting holes for the standoffs?
Mm-hmm. So these have the little solder lands around them is what I call them. There might be a more technical name for them, but where you can see where Zach's putting in these screws, and even like right down here, they're pretty shiny. So it's really easy to tell, especially if you're holding the motherboard in person. It's the only holes that look different. Sometimes you'll see another hole in the motherboard, but it doesn't have those solder lands around. Typically that's just when they manufactured the board. That's just where the machine held it to solder all the components on.
Got it. Nice. All right, now we're getting this all mounted down. The nice thing about this board is it already has its I/O shield, so we don't have to install anything there. Now, okay, I was wondering whether you're going to put that on top or you're going to put that on the back. So let's talk about positioning and AIOs real quick. Mm-hmm. So when you're putting in a radiator, there's obviously several different places that you can put it. Mine is sideways on the instead of being on the top. What's the recommended, I would say, positioning, and then what are some things to keep in mind if you're going to be putting it somewhere else?
So pretty much the universal recommendation you're going to hear from everybody is wherever these tubes are going into the radiator, you want this above your pump. That's because anytime you get one of these AIOs, there's going to be a small amount of air inside here that just can't be getting out from the factory. So that's why you want that up there. You want the air to stay up here, not go into your pump, because it's a potential for it to cause damage. Now, if you can put the whole radiator, everything above, that's even better. Most cases nowadays allow you to do that, so you see us do that a lot. But there are some cases where you would mount it in the side. So if we were doing that, we would just want the hoses to be at the top. Now, if you have a case where it has to be below the pump, that's okay. It's not like your machine's going to blow up or anything like that. It's just you want to avoid that if you can.
Cosworth mentions, if I get my hands on the steam machine, then the RAM will be up for sale, so I can get a bigger M.2 for it. Jesus.
There you go.
We'll have more on that later. No, all right. So while Zach's getting that all set up and put in, let's take a look at the Triax screen once again, because this thing is badass. It really is. So again, if I get one for mine, I want it to have eyeballs on each side, independently moving.
One here and one here.
Yep. So it looks like it's
Looking
completely
all around,
intoxicating.
Yeah, this is just really cool. So it goes on magnetically. You can see the posts that go in, and you can flip it around. Obviously, you don't want this side with the cable going in to hit the tubes, but yeah, this is really, really cool.
Yep. St. George the Great says, "Geez, you guys haven't streamed since like last year. Good to see you." I'm glad I got in first with that one. Let's see. Leopold mentions graphics cards always NVIDIA for you, I think, and prefer. I don't know why. I'm an NVIDIA guy too, but there are some amazing Radeons out there that have incredible performances. I'm just more comfortable with NVIDIA. Plus, I'm old. I'm afraid of change. Seoji, are these goats from CLX? That's a bad question.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm not gonna make it.
Seoji, how you doing? Welcome in. Glad to have you here.
And the other jokes.
Oh yes. So I grew up on a little farm, and my sister had goats that she would sleep through when they were, make bleeding, which is not bleeding with blood. They call them making the noises at like 5:30 in the morning because they wanted to eat, and I was asleep. I'm a light sleeper. Oh my God. So I finally got to the point where I opened my window and just said, "Yeah, yeah." And eventually they would shut up.
Speak
because
their language.
I refused to go in my sister's room. Maori, what's going on? Howdy. Nice to see you. Talking about goats.
Maury,
Also,
are we about to find out who's the father? Oh my goodness.
Now, one thing I do want to point out here that's really, really great about this case, it's one of those things that I wish that I had on mine, but the grommets, the rubber shielding there that keeps everything looking tight and nice when it comes to cable management are white, which is great because it really blends into the white cabling and kind of lets the motherboard stand out a bit. Now, when you're putting these in, I'm going to ask Zach about, Zach, here's the thing. When you're doing cable management, as you are right now, what is the first things that you want to gather and get plugged in, and then what's the process after that?
Yes, so each case has 3 different groups of cables to it. You're going to have your case cables, your fan cables, and your power cables. It makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to do one group at a time, unless you like chaos and anarchy and can control 3 different groups at one time. My brain doesn't do that. I grew up in the 90s and 2000s. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Nope. So I like to plug in the case first and get it all tied up. The case is your front panel, your USBs, your HD audio, and then you can make it look really nice like that. And then that's all of your case cables right there. And then we can go ahead and slap in some other cables like those baddies. But
something that I want to
we are not going to do the fans. We are going to do the power because of how ginormously giant this power supply is.
It's a big boy.
I want to point out real fast. I just want to point out on the back, Leon Lee's now got Velcro straps on this case.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. It is awesome. Velcro on motherboards or cases is really important for directing where it's going to go. All right, now we're going a little out of order today.
Yes, this is because you want to look at your components and your case, and you want to work accordingly.
Yeah. So this is the Be Quiet 1600 watt
Dark Tower Pro.
Smells like new shoes.
80 plus titanium. It's new shoes.
That's what the smell. It's a unique smelling box. Be
it's
quiet.
So good. Yeah.
Whoa.
Imagine giving a scratch and sniff box to people who buy a power supply.
I'd own it.
All right, now so for a little bit more information about this giant beast.
Look at this thing. We got to lower it in one of those things that they load whales up on ships.
Right?
Isn't that how they move elephants? in the air. Same thing. Now, this is a very specific type of
Comes with combs.
Power supply.
Oh my gosh! Look at this.
Ooh,
What?
actually, yeah, I do need stuff in here.
Yeah.
So, Paul, what kind of a power supply is this?
So this is a fully modular power supply. So you can see we're getting all the cables out. This thing comes with a whole lot of goodies. I've never seen a power supply that comes with combs with the base cables. Typically that's something that comes in a cable mod kit. So that's really nicely done.
Comb?
These are
Oh,
very
combs.
nice sleeves. So we're going to separate out the cables that we need. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'll probably start putting some of the combs on.
And you did mention this is modular.
We
Okay,
ain't putting
good.
okay, cool.
What? What was that?
Those are
Little bag of milk.
if you want to spend the 30 minutes getting them on there, good sir, I
Okay.
will let you do it because it
Oh,
is
the
it is a
combs?
chore.
I will see.
It is a chore, and here's your tool to make it happen.
Oh yeah, look out. Coming for you.
These guys run super tight.
CPUs. It even comes with two 12-volt high power cables.
Yes, and they are identical,
Dang.
even though they are both 90 degrees. One would, hey, just a little shout out. If Be Quiet is watching this right now,
Be Quiet.
I'm not saying you guys have bad product. I'm just saying if you guys send out, where are they at? If you send out two 12-volt high power cables that are beautifully printed with the Be Quiet logo on them, make one be reverse and one be upright so that
True.
when you plug it in, you can use either one and you can still read. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Be Quiet. Love you guys.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
That's genius. That's brilliant right there. Let's see here. So we're building for fun today. Actually, this is for a client strategy. This is going to be for our friend Isaiah in North Carolina.
Isaiah.
Top just mentions, oof, just priced up that card with floating fans, and it's 625 euros, which is reasonable in the market, but damn, that sucks. Yes. $625. I had that floating around. Well, I'd have hair. Not really. Let's see here. Mr. Joda, welcome. Hi, how are you over there on the red side? Says, hi. I want to upgrade my i5 9400F and my Radeon R9 295X. What should I get? What's your budget?
Ryzen 9, what?
Is an i5 9400F and a Radeon R9 295X.
295. Jeez, you got some old stuff there, brother. Radeon 9070 XT is what I would recommend for your video card. Your processor is pretty solid. If you're going to upgrade your processor, you're going to have to upgrade everything else. So I'd start with a Radeon RX 9070 XT. See if that gets you taken care of before you buy a new motherboard, new CPU, new memory.
There you go. Is there a possibility that because of the I would say the fact that the graphics card is a legacy piece, that do you think there's bottlenecking happening?
Could be.
Got it. So that could
Alrighty.
affect performance.
Yes. An old video
Gotcha.
card will.
So this is why you always install giant power supplies first before you get going, because
that.
you need to make sure that you
That's-
can get everything plugged in there.
Huge. Oh my gosh! And also, this is okay. This is very different from
are
most
very
of all the
common.
other cases we have, because this is actually higher up in the case, and it's obviously got its own fan support because the rear is vented. But
We have different fans.
how does this affect? I guess how does this affect
Nope.
the heat?
No worry. Paul, may I see that back panel?
Yeah. Back panel.
Do you see
incoming.
that sweet 120 millimeter fan right there, DJ?
Check out my back.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nice.
Look at all that.
Sheboygan.
That is fantastic.
It's got this entire thing to breathe. It is the size of the power supply.
Well, that's even
literally.
better.
So
It's made for it.
I don't think we will have any issues with.
It's like a glove.
Yep.
Let's see here. Everything is costly. Yeah, I agree, Rattle Row. Last week, Rattle Row paid the price of an 1600cc engine on a 4070 Super GPU.
Woohoo!
Bigly.
Wow.
That's a.
But that 4070 Super is going to be wicked. Be wicked. Okay, so now we're going to be plugging in other things, and we've got to get all the power cables plugged into the back of the power supply, which is a little bit different than the way we've done it before. So what are things to keep in mind when you're doing it like this, Zach?
Yes, so this is a perfect example of like why I didn't do my fans first, because like I could have gotten all those fans in here, and what do you do with half of the fans on the market? You plug them into a nice little shiny hub, and if I got that hub and everything all tied up and plugged in up here, I might have installed it in where my power sits at. So that's why it's kind of important to, sometimes you have orders of doing things, and other times you want to change it up so that you know you're going to have room. So usually, typically, whenever on any 1600 watt power supply, it doesn't matter if it is NV7 or a Dynamic Evo XL or X2, I'm going to be discount double checking to make sure that this thing fits before I do tie-ups.
There you go.
It will get, even just like I had to reposition the case cables to make it fit where
because they were just sitting a little too high?
Yeah, so yeah.
Now, as this is a smaller case, never mind, I already see it. I was going to point out that since it's a smaller case, where this graphics card, which is the Founders Edition, is going to be huge. Huge. And so while it's visible, I just want to point out the anti-sag bracket that's built into this device.
Good. Anti-sag bracket right here. Got an adjustable arm, a nice little rubber anti-vibration, anti-scuff pad for you there.
Nice.
The only doing it.
Doing it well, in fact.
Doing it well.
Let's see here. So, now that we're getting all this put in, there's a few more cables we've got to take care of.
Hey yo.
So if, say, I need to replace my power supply, but all my cables are already plugged in, can I just transfer those cables to the other ports on the power supply?
In theory, but you want to make sure that you are using like the same model, so probably not.
Yeah.
So especially if you're changing brands, even if you're staying in the same brand but changing models, a lot of times those cables are pinned differently. So if you try to plug them in, you might blow your system up.
Yeah.
My concerns with that would be if you're changing power supplies because like your power supply got fried, one of those cables might have gotten fried as well. True. And so if you go and only exchange your power, one of those old cables might damage your brand new power supply. So that's why I would discount, double check, and change everything anyway.
There you go. Ayo Proto says, how's the CLX gang doing? We are doing well. It is, it hasn't snowed here yet, thank God, and it's really hot down here because my housemate is doing a giant glass project, and so he's got like 2 different kilns going over in the utility room, and it's just blazing.
Kilns fired up.
Trying to not sweat myself off the desk. All right, now
let's do the Founders card.
What?
Dun dun dun.
Incoming, your graphics card. So this, of course, as we mentioned before, is our NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, and it is a Founders Edition. So some people might not know what that means when you say Founders Edition. What's a non-Founders Edition?
Non-Founders would be something like from Asus, MSI, Zotac, PNY, one of those guys. So the Founders Edition is straight from NVIDIA. Going to have the same performance as those other ones with some very, very small, slight variation. But that's what we're referring to.
In Illinois, the weather has been bipolar. Snowstorm one weekend, 60 degrees the next. Yes. Temperance is in the house. So you got a heater going on? Yeah, I've got a fan, a carpet dryer fan aimed up at the ceiling to try and just cool the room down. I'm like, oh my god. I usually love it cold down here, but yeah, not cold enough.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Rattle Row asked a question. Founders Edition. Is it better calibrated?
Not sure what you mean by calibrated, but if we want to talk about like the performance-wise, it's going to perform very, very similar to one of those other brands of 5090s. They all come from NVIDIA. Those other brands typically do put a slight overclock on them, so technically they might perform a little bit better, but as far as like frame rate in games, you're not going to notice anything huge.
Nice. Let's hear Dome Shot. I figured that one out and didn't screw it up. Says, just bought a new PC from you guys. Awesome. Congratulations. Do you mind if we ask what you're going to be using it for? Is it for streaming or gaming, or are you building rockets?
It's a family show, so, you know, if you're using it for something not, you know, come on.
Yes, please don't say There we go.
Okay, let's do what I see.
Gaming, you don't stream? Nice, dude. Nice. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I have one PC for gaming and one PC for streaming.
I got 2 cell phones.
You're playing Ashes. Oh.
I'm the plug.
Okay, now I got to look up what Ashes is.
Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Ashes of Creation. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big... That's an online game. That's crazy. It's gorgeous.
Okay,
Nice. Let's see here. You need another PC soon, AO says? To replace one, or are you going to need one for, like, you're just going to add it in, like I have a dual PC system? Tempered says, I want to try it, but they have a monthly fee once it launches, and I'm just like, no, thank you. What are we talking about?
Ashes, I assume.
Oh, she's talking about Ashes of Creation. Got it, okay.
Let's
Old school grindy, yeah.
Take a look here. Ashes. Ooh, Creation. MMORPG. Me and Zach been playing some Fallout, okay?
Yeah. My first
Ashes
ever
Creation.
my first ever time playing an MMORPG was oh, dang it, now I can't remember the name of it. Oh, doesn't matter. Apparently wasn't that good.
Is this
Ouch.
the game that guy that was bad at WoW at was playing?
Was
I think it might have been.
something too. The second one of them. A forest, and was very
If you want to play a real MMORPG, you download OSRS. That's the way right there.
You know my irritation with some of these games, and I say this just because I'm a dork, but I like it when they have voice actors. I don't want to have to read a whole wall of text, and for streaming, it makes it so much more difficult because you're trying to read everything, keep track of chat, make sure you're not getting your butt kicked in the game. It's like, okay.
We don't need voice actors anymore. We got AI.
You shut your mouth right now. Don't you talk to me with that tone of voice. No, it as a voice actor, it is absolutely frustratingly problematic. So subscription helps keep out cheaters and toxic players, helps the game grow, and you get a game that doesn't shut down. Oh, well, that actually does make sense.
Okay, let's do that there, and then we will.
It's gonna drive me nuts if I can't remember this name of this stupid game.
It was an MMO game?
Yeah,
It was an old one?
old one. We're talking like back in 08, and it was the second version of it.
Guild Wars 2? It wasn't Guild Wars
Guild
2?
Wars, yes, Guild Wars 2.
I used to be a pretty big MMO fan, you know. I played a lot of them.
Yeah, that was my first time playing on PC. I was playing on my laptop, way out in the middle of nowhere, because I didn't have anything else to do, aside from sit there. Yeah. Okay. Next up. So we got some trays here. Oh, this is for...
These are
Oh my
for
God.
hard drives
Did that
and SSDs.
Did that just slide and drop in?
Yeah.
Click clack.
That's genius. That makes it a heck of a lot easier to manage.
So not too much storage options, but still a lot for a small ITX case. Like I said, we've got 2 bays there for 2 hard drives or 2 SSDs. And then this plate here, we can stick 2 SSDs on as well. But sadly, probably with his power supply in here, this won't go back in.
Uh-oh.
So no worries on that. What do you want
anything
more
that's
of? A big
price
power
you pay?
supply or storage? Power supply, obviously.
You know what they say? If it jams, force it. If it breaks, well, it needed replacing anyways.
Okay, let's do fans now.
This is going to be great. I'm really enjoying this. Now, one thing I do want to point out about this case, it's got a slanted angle on the bottom, which gives you that really great gap. I'm over here pointing at my screen like you can see what I'm looking at. That really great gap at the bottom between the 2 feet. So you've got a good airflow in. It's going to be up. When it comes to airflow and positioning of devices, let's talk about what are some key elements that you want to keep in mind so that you make sure that you're not infiltrating your entire system with cat hair or dirt or smoke.
Yeah, so in this case, you want to keep the bottom clear and clean. Now, it does come with a really fine filter on here. You can see me slide it out there on the left of your screen. So very good netting. So we just want to keep the gap between the feet and the bottom of the actual chassis itself as clear as possible so it can get some fresh intake.
AO wants to know what case this is, and this is a CLX Scarab 011 Mini V2. I don't believe we've ever done a V2 on the show yet, but I'm really glad we did because it's actually a really cool case. What I really love about it is
white.
Oh, nice. I really love the fact that it can fit a solid number of fans. You know?
Yeah, so it's a small case, solid number of fans, full size graphics card. I mean, we have a 5090 here. We have a 1600 watt power supply, which doesn't even fit in some full ATX chassis. So it's very well designed.
And it's going to be 5 intake with 4 exhaust. So that's going to create positive pressure.
Good vibes only.
Yeah.
No negativity
Good vibes
here.
only.
So
Right.
what's the positive pressure?
It's where everybody's giving you good compliments and willing to do it as opposed to dragging you down. No, so positive pressure means we got more air coming inside of the case than we do leaving it, which is what we want. So all the air that's coming in is going to go through the proper filters. The one I pulled out here on the bottom, there's a good mesh filter here on the back as well. If we had it set up in the opposite way, it would create a vacuum inside the PC, and then you get all pet hair and all this gross stuff that's floating around your computer gets sucked into there and dirty up your system quicker than it should.
It was back by ArenaNet or ArenaNet. Interesting. Yeah, it was definitely Guild Wars 2. Which is strange. Right? Okay. You might be looking into another build. Smaller case. So we've got... What is the smallest form factor case that we carry?
Probably ITX is probably going to be the smallest one. If you look at clxgaming.com, go to our Scarab line, you can see those there.
Nice. Okay, now, getting these fans in here, things to keep in mind, especially given the fact the power supply is already in, is how you're going to tie these up, and also how you're going to plug them in. Zach?
So this is a pretty spiffy case. Like I can do this right here and kind of just shove that way.
Oh my God, there's a bottom grommet. I didn't even notice that, dude.
And then I
It's
just
alive!
push that back up into the back right there, and yeah. Cables from the front to the back.
Nice.
From the business to the party, you know.
And so once all those are in, then what? I know, I was trying to skip that one.
The two sides and the rear exhaust. We will be done.
Actually, it looks like the Mini V2 is what we offer for that. Nice. That's what this is.
Yep.
Now,
I don't know if
can you
saw
also
their
get...
rattle row, but I pulled that mesh out. Really, it's very easy in this case.
Yeah. Leonie makes it very, 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 very easy. And mine's front-loaded. I can just pull it out from right here.
Boom.
Yep. Okay.
DJ doesn't want to actually pull that out. He don't want us to see all the dust.
Dust check. Dust check.
No, I just don't like people staring at the back of my head.
First of the year dust check. First of the year dust check.
Dude,
Actually,
mine is
yeah.
bad. Oh my gosh, mine on my Evolve is so bad. It looks like a
Put it up to the camera.
Vent.
Mine is basically still clean.
Oh,
Well, I've got I do have air filters in here. It sits on this box. I've got plenty of airflow in here. Anything smaller than my 011 Dynamic will do, honestly. The thing's huge. Yes. Yes, they are. They're gigantic. But they look cool. So, now we've got the two fans there. We're going to get our other exhaust fan here in just a few. And then we're going to show you how you hook them up.
so I know you guys watched that Ravens Steelers game. That was pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh man, it was fourth quarter possession. The lead changed like 4 times in the last couple of minutes. Wild.
It was just ping pong. It was back and forth. Like, what is happening? Seahawks are doing well, getting on their way, hopefully to the Super Bowl. I love it if the Hawks get another ring. My two personal favorite teams are the Green Bay Packers and the Seahawks. I've got friends on both those teams,
On the
and they
teams?
very rarely play against each other. Yeah.
What? Who's on the teams? Tell us.
Well, Amon
Can you
Green.
tell
Amon Green was huge on the Green Bay Packers. And let's see here. And then there's Doug Baldwin.
Bring him on the show.
It's in season.
They might
So
need,
relevance.
Yes. Well, actually, it's funny. Amon was on the Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. We met at
Nice.
PAX Prime, which was PAX West at the time, and I was sitting there as a booth babe, basically streaming and whatnot. And so I got tapped on the shoulder by the guy who was running the booth. It was a big booth, and he said, "Hey, we've got somebody here to. You want to teach them how to play grip ball?" I said, "Oh, hell yes, let's go." So this big dude sits down, right? I'm like, "All right, here's how it works," and I basically, it's kind of like football in the sense that you can throw the ball, but you also got to run it right to the goal. You don't get a goal line. You've got a little circle that you got to get it into. And I said, "You've got big hands. I'm pretty sure you played football at some point." And in the meantime, in the chat, it's just green, and I'm like, "What the hell are they typing green for? I don't understand." And he said, "Yeah, I played a little football." And God, Doug and 2 other guys were behind us. I didn't even see them. And they just start cracking up. And I realized, oh my God, you're Amon Green. I sat there for a second, he laughed. We've been great friends ever since.
Nice.
He's a really, really nice guy. he actually has a new podcast out that he's doing, which is fantastic.
Bring him on the show.
I might actually do that. We'll get a conversation going about that. Okay. I'm really liking. Well, there's a balance where because you've got all the darker colors in one spot, everything else is bright colored. It's all white. This is gonna look amazing. Purgy says I added everyone to your Discord. Oh yeah. Yes, Purgy did mention, and there's Twitch got compromised.
What?
And so some people's accounts, their payment method has been changed without their knowledge. So they're asking everybody to make sure to verify that their payment method is still the same, and that you make sure you've got 2FA on there. But those people also had two-factor authentication, and it still happened. They're trying to figure out how. So, yeah. I wouldn't recognize any sports stars. I mean,
John Elway, baby.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to.
Come on now.
Oh, you just got to look for the gloves that don't fit.
Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger Woods is a big one.
My boy
When it comes to
Phelps. He's not my
Oh,
boy.
God, yeah.
I don't swim. Like I could swim.
Olympians in general are just amazing.
We got the Winter Olympics
Plus, it was
coming up.
MJ. They were wearing a
We do?
jersey. Yeah,
Where's that going to be at?
Spain, I
that-
think.
oh.
Spain. Yeah, Madrid.
España. So what's the new?
What's replacing breakdancing?
Pickleball.
Too soon? Oh,
That was the
Pickleball.
dumbest.
Yeah, cornhole.
That was one of the. I get they're trying to be, hip with the kids and all that jazz, but that was the dumbest thing I have ever seen, and it might have stuck. It might have stayed. It might have stuck around
oh dear.
because of the different talent that was there until the chick from Australia came in, did whatever the heck that was,
Hey, don't
and
hate.
got zeros across the board, and that's when the IRS were like, and we're done. We're gonna go back to something different, like paintball. Who knows,
That'd be cool.
right? I would, I would,
Excited for hockey,
yeah.
See the men's
Aggressive food
national
fights.
team versus the Canadians. Maybe they'll drop
That's gonna be
gloves
a-
right when the puck drops, like in the Four Nations face-off. Did you see that?
Well, and oh god,
right at the start of the game, dude, they drop the puck and these two guys throw gloves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get everybody hyped up. I'll show you after the show.
and hockey's getting a major boost in fans and a lot of new fans because of the show on HBO called Heated Rivalry. So it is a show about hockey,
Good.
and
Hockey's a good sport, man. I'm a new fan as well. I've only been following it for a couple of years, but I love it. It's
Yeah.
a fun sport.
well, I think I've told you about Doc Chaos. He used to be before he passed, he was basically my marketing manager, and he was the Zamboni driver for the Blackhawks.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
That was his job.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was his job. I'm just like, what? I've got pictures of him just sitting there like, yeah, I'm here.
That's cool.
Your team won the last two Stanleys? Damn. Nice. Who was it? Again,
Mighty
Florida?
Ducks.
Was it Florida?
don't-
Was it your Kachuk?
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Ruffalo mentioned it. You might have already addressed this, and I might have. She goes to Florida Panthers. Is it clean? Is it easy to extract and clean the mesh?
Yes. it
Actually,
is.
that's a good question. What's the best way to clean your mesh filter so that you got it righty, but it doesn't hurt the computer?
Just wipe it down. If it's really bad, you could rinse it off to make sure you get it dry before you put it back in your system.
You got so much power supply in here and you don't even know it.
I know. Hold the power. Now, while they're getting this thing put together, I want to take you all on an adventure and show how you can get your hands on some power let's head over to the website real quick. At CLXgaming.com, we do our best to make it as easy as possible for you to get the PC of your dreams that is going to do what you want it to do in the way you want it to do it. We've got multiple different sizes. As you can see, our sets, our scarabs, our Horuses, and our Raws. And so you've got 4 different options right there. We carry pretty much a smorgasbord of everything you could think of. It's a one-stop shopping center. You want processors? We carry Intel and AMD. We carry Radeon, NVIDIA, ARC. I think some stuff from ARC's in there. And you can't really screw it up. And so here we're gonna, for an example, you know that little button went yellow. So what happens is we chose a graphics card that needs more power than the power supply that's selected. So it's going to say, all right, you can either choose one of these cards that will work with this power supply, or you need one of these power supplies if you want to work with that AIO, as most people do. You could also choose to have it custom an open loop. So that's where that's a whole lot more complicated. You want your GPU overclocked? We can do that. You want your CPU overclocked? We can do that too. You can even upgrade your thermal paste, which is great. And then we get to the full fun of accessories. I know that sounds like, well, what is accessories? Everything you could possibly need for a PC. First of all, it also gives you a chance to get your hands on some great CLX merch, rep the brand, we're at conventions and we'll see each other and be like, CLX bump. There you go. Now, we've got keyboards, a multitude of them. There's entry, mid-range, high performance, and ultra high performance. Now, these are pre-built in the same warehouse where everything else is assembled. They go through the same testing, and they're already ready to go and looking for a home. It's a great way to take a look at what your budget might give you and then allow you to kind of modify things here and there and in and out and make your own system. So, for all your future PC and gaming needs, head on over to clxgaming.com and see what we can do for you. Ta-da! There we go. Okay. Oops, I can already see the... Wait. Yeah, I was going to say, can we angle that a little bit? There we go. I can already see the screen going. Look at that. Look at that, people. The screen's going. All right, let's go ahead and see what we've done. We're going to power this on for our friend Isaiah in North Carolina. Here we go.
Go.
Possibly.
Gotta let all those capacitors fill up on that giant 1600 watt, you know?
It's cold. It's like a diesel. You just got to keep going. Okay, so it's obviously got power because the screen is on. Interesting.
Just did this. Turn on, brother.
Let's do
I
this.
know, like, what happened? All right, let's take a look and see what's going on. Let's see here. Hey, this says I've been rocking my CLX build for 2 years. 1010 recommend. Thank you. It Skipper says my brother got a 5070 Ti 16 gig and he is giving me his 4060. I currently have a 2070. Should I take it or sell it in local Pakistani market in a range of a PNY 5060 for the same price?
Try to get that 5060, baby.
Yeah. The 5060 over 4060, huge difference. There we go. Look at that. That is an all-white build. That is crazy. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's the best part. You can get it in pastels, you can get it in darker colors, deeper colors. But this is perfect for this case and the way it reflects it. So, with that being said, good job, guys. We're going to take a break in just a moment. As we do always, this show comes in 2 different parts. Ooh, that's a great shot right there. In just a few, we'll take a break. When you come back, you're going to get to spend the afternoon with Zach as he continues building some really amazing things. And I'm not going to talk about it, but Zach will. And there we go. This show happens every Tuesday and Thursday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern. On Tuesdays, we are on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. On Thursdays, we're exclusively on TikTok, so you don't want to miss that. Yeah, for more information on... For more information on all of things CLX, check out our YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, threads, all at CLX Gaming. You want to check out our Discord? Got a whole bunch of like-minded gamers and PC enthusiasts in there. That's discord.gg/CLX Gaming. And yeah, that's pretty much where we got to go. So on behalf of Kyle And Lord, I'm just brain dead right now. I don't know what happened. Kyle and Jason in production. Paul and Zach, I'm DJ Blue PDX. Stick around. There's more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.
Goodbye.
Bye.